Let's see here. European nations were not to start any new colonies in the Western Hemisphere. European powers were not to interfere in the political life of the Americas. The United States would not interfere with European colonies already made in the Western Hemisphere, and the United States would not become involved in Europe's wars. Greetings, everyone. It is me, Trevor, here with the next episode of our Fun Facts About Presidents of the United States saga. Today, we're talking about James Monroe, the last of the Virginian dynasty, the last of the Revolutionary generation, the architects of America. Democratic Republican, once again, not the same as both the Democratic and Republican parties of today, from 1817 to 1825. Yeah. Let's see here. We have 6 facts for you today about James Monroe. So let's begin right now. Number 1. He was the 3rd president to die on the 4th of July. Yep. And you thought it was just only John Adams and Thomas Jefferson. Wrong. James Monroe also died on the 4th of July. I believe 1836 or 1838. I don't know, somewhere around there. At least 10 years after Adams and Jefferson. Number 2. This is just an observation fun fact about him. In the painting Washington Crossing the Delaware, the soldier holding the flag is supposed to be Monroe himself. It would be, let's see here, this flag. That's right. This is the Betsy Ross flag. However, just because it has 13 stars, just like this, does not mean this was the first actual official flag. Keep that in mind, kids. If you follow me on Facebook, or actually pay attention to my Facebook pictures, if you look at my cover photos, you see a flag with 13 stars, like dun 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 dun. That was the first American flag, not the Betsy Ross flag, which actually there was evidence that she never actually made that flag, quote unquote. Anyways, number 3. He didn't write the Monroe Doctrine, but his Secretary of State, John Quincy Adams, which will eventually become the next president, so stay tuned in the next episode, he wrote the Monroe Doctrine. And a lot of people don't know that. Which, you figure that a doctrine with your last name in it was written by whoever had that last name. As in this case, if we're talking about the Monroe Doctrine, everyone would think that James Monroe wrote the Monroe Doctrine. Wrong. It was John Quincy Adams. And you'll find out a little bit more about him tomorrow. So stay tuned. Number 4. 4. He is a descendant of Edward III of England. And he ruled England from 1327 to 1377. So he reigned England for 50 years. Just because his father, Edward II, was horrible. Famine, war, everything. Yeah, that's not really important. That's just a little, it's just a little thing. Number 5, you might not have even known this one. I didn't even know about it myself. So hey, I learned something too. The first wedding in the White House, once again, it was known as the President's Mansion back then, was of his daughter, Maria, in 1820. I believe she was 17 when she got married, which I think was pretty common back then. Right? Well, let's see. She was born in 1802, 1820, so no. She was 18. She was 18 when she got married, roughly. Probably still 17, but that was the year of her 18th birthday. And according to my research, that she died at the age of 48. So yeah, just a little background information on his daughter. He actually had 3 children, other than Maria. I guess she was his youngest daughter and his youngest child. And number 6. He is the only president to not receive a near unanimous vote in 1820. He only had 1 electoral vote go against him. And the man that voted against him for his second term, Senator William Plumer of New Hampshire. Monroe got, I believe, according to research I did about a week or so ago, 231 electoral votes, and there were technically 232 electoral votes. So, who did Senator Plumer give his vote to? Well, he actually gave it to Monroe's Secretary of State and eventually the next President of the United States, John Quincy Adams. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this episode. Stay tuned for tomorrow for John Quincy Adams. And yeah, this election will be pretty interesting. Very interesting. Let's see here. Yeah, U.S. We need to stay out of foreign affairs. Ain't that right, Washington? I think you can agree with me, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.